The title of this video is How I Cut Grass. Like, comment, and subscribe. Leave a comment if you want. The very first step I pull up to a property is I will park in a safe parking spot. When you're parking, you want to be aware of your surroundings. Make sure you're in basically a good spot. You won't have to move your vehicle if a client needs to move their car. Before I pull my mower off, I always check the fuel level to make sure that while I'm running the equipment, I don't run out of fuel. Because if you run out of fuel, you're going to have to run back to your truck, grab the fuel can, fill up your equipment with the fuel, and sometimes it takes a couple minutes to get the machine running again if you run it out of fuel. Step 3 is basically I will start a perimeter cut. A perimeter cut is going around the perimeter of the section of grass that I am mowing. Here you can see I went next to the benches. Now I am going up against the car wash, up against the perennial grasses, next to the sidewalk and the curb. Usually I will do 1 or 2 of these perimeter cuts. Doing these perimeter cuts allows my machine to turn whenever I am doing a cut through the grass. When I cut through the grass, I typically alternate going one way down and then I will come back right next to it the opposite way. This leaves you the stripes. Step 4, whenever I am mowing, if I see any sticks or garbage in the grass, I will throttle down my machine, put it in park, and then go pick up that stick or that branch or garbage and either throw it in my truck or throw it in a dumpster or a garbage can that is next to me. Here you can see I am doing my pass in the middle of the property, this section of grass. But again, here I'm doing another perimeter cut, so I guess normally I stray away from doing 2 perimeter cuts, then cutting through the property. I guess here I decided I needed a second perimeter cut. Here I am turning the mower around again, and I am going to make a second pass through. This part of the lawn, as you can see, it's starting to leave mud tracks. We had heavy rainfall the day before, but whenever we do get rain like that, I still have to cut the grass, whether it's leaving a mud tire trail or not. The best thing to do is not to try to spin your tires in the muddy spots, because this is where you will tear up the grass and you will leave a bare spot. Here you can see I am trying to alternate as well as I can, going back and forth, leaving the striping pattern, but as you can see, it's pretty wet, so I'm not too concerned about leaving stripes as much as I am concerned about tearing up the grass. This machine's pretty heavy. It weighs around 350 pounds. I'm around another 200 pounds, so that's 500 pounds of force just in where the tires are bedding down into the turf. There are some people and they are in my way basically. Here I just have a little couple patches of grass to cut before I am about to move on to the next section of grass. Here is a car wash that I cut the grass at. It takes me about an hour to do the whole property, which isn't too bad. There's some garbage I did not pick up yet. And now that this section is done, I turn off my blades and I run my mower on the sidewalk. and I ride it to the next section of grass that I will be cutting. Typically, I don't recommend riding your mower on the road, but this is a parking lot, so I am able to see cars, and cars are typically traveling at a low speed, so I'm not too concerned about getting ran over. People typically go pretty slow and they stop for you whenever you're mowing. It's a nice little sunset. For some reason I typically get to this property right before the sun goes down. It's a smaller property, so usually it's the end of the day on my way home. Here I am turning the blades on. Instead of doing my perimeter cut, I'm doing a perimeter cut 1 over. Up against the curb as much as I can and the guardrail. And this mower, to go in reverse, you squeeze in both handles at the same time, which makes you go into reverse. There's a big dip right here. When you're up against these guardrails or fences and there's a dip, you got to be very careful not to pinch your hand between the handlebars and whatever you are up against. There have been many times where you will smash your fingers if you're not careful. So again, be cautious when you're up against fences, guardrails, anything of that sort. You got an SUV about to go through the car wash. Just a very small section of grass that needs done by the get-go. There's another company that services the whole plaza, but this property, the get-go, it is separate, so lucky me, I get to cut it. Typically, after I am done mowing, I will load up my mower and I will grab my weed whacker. Oh, there's the policeman. Whoop, whoop. Like as I was saying, once I am done mowing all the grass, I will grab my weed whacker and glasses. It is very important to wear glasses while weed whacking. Do not want to take a stone to the eye, a stick. It is very important to protect your eyes. After I grab my weed whacker and I have my glasses, I will check to see if the string in the weed whacker is enough to finish the property. You don't want to be halfway through weed whacking and on the other end of a property and realize you ran out of strings. Then you have to walk all the way back to your truck, get the weed whacker string, load it up. It is best to just check before you start to make sure that you do not have to waste time. Once you are done weed whacking, put your weed whacker back in the truck. Then I will grab my leaf blower and I will go around all the hard surfaces such as the roads, the curbs, sidewalks, and I will blow any grass clippings, and if there's any garbage that I ran over, I will blow it either into the road, into the wood line, somewhere hidden. Usually there's not too much garbage that I chop up, so whenever I do blow it, it's not noticeable. Here I have a bunch of little trees to go around. Typically I just go in circles and ride around them. Look like a spruce. Not 100% sure on the trees right here. But yeah, after I cut this section of grass, I I'm now coming off the curb. I only have one more section of grass to mow. It is on the entrance side of the car wash. But yeah, after I blow all the grass clippings and any garbage that I chopped up, I will load up my leaf blower and I will make sure that it is securely in the truck along with the weed whacker. Normally, whenever I load up my mower, I strap it down, put my gate up, so I don't have to worry about my mower at this point because it's already been done. Here I'm hopping the curb again and engaging my blades to start mowing. Just a very small section of grass right here. Normally I try not to blow the grass clippings into the road right here because I can just blow them into the wood line. This guy's trying not to notice me, but he definitely notices me. Yeah, what's up, buddy? And yeah, so that was 9 steps that I normally do, and the step 10 is I will put in the GPS or the address to the next property, or if you're already familiar with your route, you do not need that. You can just drive to the next property, but you just want to make sure you drive safely and also drive sober when you're going to your next property. You do not need to be showing up messed up in any way. Even got a little bit of grass in the road right here. Well, the dude's out of his office. Yeah, well, that's about all the mowing here. Normally I don't record whenever I do my weed whacking. Sometimes I'll grab my phone and record whenever I'm blowing the leaf clippings. But I haven't figured out yet how to record while weed whacking. Here I am riding up on the perimeter cut. Now I am hopping up over this little patch of grass that I do not cut. That is what the other company does for the whole plaza. And now I am done mowing. Thanks again for watching this video. Here was the 10 steps I do whenever I cut grass. Thanks again. Bye.